Hey everyone, Across the Timeways comes out in like 2 weeks, a little bit over 2 weeks, and I wanted to start talking about class cards, get back into the swing of things, start talking about Hearthstone again. And it's funny, I'm starting with Priest, and if you know me a little bit, I have a relationship with Priest. Some of the most mind-numbingly crazy, nutty situations I've been in that made me super, super angry is when I'm fighting a Priest class. And yeah, so it's crazy that I'm talking about it, but I'll get into why I am very excited for this set. I'm excited about several things of this set specific to Priest, even though I like all of the cards. But anyway, rambling is over. Let's get into the cards. First up, 2 mana, Amber Priestess. Taunt with the battle cry of restore health to a character equal to this minion's health. Now listen, 4 health is not terrible. Okay, we can keep that. It's okay. 2 mana, perfect. Battle cry, restore. What does Priest like to do? The reason this is okay here, but even more impressive in a couple of seconds, is because of this card. I love hand buff decks. I love things that will be able to make your minions in your deck stronger, and I love this one. 3 mana 2/2, Disciple of the Dove, battle cry, draw a minion and give minions in your hand +2 health. That kind of works if you think about it. This thing will be very, very nutty if you run it with Disciple of the Dove while the other one is in hand. Very cool. The next one, Cease to Exist, 3 mana, rewind, silence, and destroy a random enemy minion. I love this, especially since it's got rewind. Rewind mechanic will be very cool in case you're getting that bummed out, oh man, I only hit the 1/1, I didn't hit the 9/9 with taunt. This will give you the opportunity to do the rewind at least once. We'll see what happens, but don't hate this card. Next up, 2 mana power word barrier. Give a character divine shield and give minions in your hand +2 health. That's great. More hand buff. While you're not making these things, you're not making them more powerful, but you are making them stronger and, less easier to kill, if you will. I like this. Going to definitely see this one. This one will probably annoy me when I'm playing against it. Next card, 3 mana Intertwined Fate. Discover a copy of a card from your deck and one from your opponent's. This one's just broken. This is great. 3 mana, you can grab a copy of a card from your deck. There's so many awesome things to choose from in your deck. You built it, you did a great job, congratulations. But then one from your opponents. The randomness that you can get will frustrate so many people. So it's pretty cool. I like this one, and especially for 3 mana. You can do some damage with this. You can cause some interruptions with this. And hey, a copy of a card from your deck. It's a beautiful card. Next up, 4 mana Cleansing Lightspawn, Lifesteal. It's a 2/3 elemental. The battle cries deal damage to an enemy minion equal to this minion's health. What is that, you say? With all the hand buff you have opportunities, this thing could go crazy. Throw 2 of these in your hand, just hold on to them, plus their lifesteal. You don't have to worry about ever using your hero power with this one. It's just nutty. These new locations, and I've only talked, this is the first one I'm talking about. I've seen all of them. They're really cool. This has past, present, future, and I love this. This Across the Timeways thing is my jam. These kind of what-if versions or alternate timelines or whatnot. It's super, super my jam. I'm very excited for this. I don't know about this card, though. We'll see what happens. 7 mana. Past Conflux is summon a random dragon that costs 5 or more. That's great. There's a lot of dragons to choose from. We know that. A lot of dragons to choose from. 5 or more, so you're getting some pretty good dragons there. And then advance it to the present. So when you click this, you throw it on the board for 7 mana. You click this, you grab your summoned random dragon that costs 5 or more, and then it turns into, on the next step, to present Conflux, which is discover a dragon that costs 5 or more and summons it, and then advance to the future. So you get to pick one of 3 as opposed to a random. So there's the benefit of that one hitting it again. And then the next one is Future Conflux, which is discover a dragon that costs 5 or more. So you're getting that. Also get a copy of it. So what's better than one of these? 2 of these. I don't know if all of the locations are good because I haven't really dug into the the details of these, but I like this one. I like this one. I think maybe the mana might be too high, but we'll see. It's still new. We've seen almost everything, but not everything yet. Next up, 5 mana Divine Augur. I don't know. 5/5 Draenei. Battlecry. Set the attack and health of every minion to your hand to the higher of the two stats. Wow, that's crazy. There's hand buff and this. I can't see any of these cards not being able to be tested immediately in the deck. Let's try it, especially those hand buff ones. Let's do 2 of them at once. Keep both copies. This one, Eternus, 6 mana, 6/2 dragon. I saw this and I was like, 6/2. Take control of any minion with a minion's health or less. I'm like, what are we doing? With the hand buff, we're good. We're solid. We're straight. We'll be able to rise this up and then take anything we want. So I like this one. I think all of these are going to be strong. I think the one that I'm most interested in talking about is the Fabled. And it's Medivh the Hallowed. Medivh has a history. If you played Hearthstone for any period of time, Medivh has been in the game with the Karazhan adventure. And Medivh, if you play World of Warcraft, if you play Warcraft, Medivh is a character. This one, he's been around, served as protector of Azeroth against demonic influence until he was corrupted. And when he was corrupted, he did some crazy stuff. So he literally opened the dark portal, allowing orcs from Draenor to invade Azeroth. So he created, or he sparked the first war, if you will. This was big. This was what started all of the things between the orcs and the humans, or what have you. And his apprentice was Khadgar. We know who Khadgar is. Khadgar's been back and forth in the last couple of expansions. We'd seen at least 1, maybe 2 cards with Khadgar. That was his apprentice, and he's slain by his apprentice. So that's kind of crazy. In World of Warcraft, one of my favorite dungeons, if you will, was Karazhan, and he was the spirit of that tower. It was really fun. And then, like I said, also the adventure that was in Hearthstone is great. One Night in Karazhan. If you haven't played it, it's super cheap. Definitely play this. And then one of the things I also really, really appreciate, and I know Minty went over to Overwatch. I'm gonna miss him, but he went through on some of these cards. He was talking about what the detail was. So in our timeline, like I said, Medivh acted through the influence of Sargeras, and he basically did some stuff. But in this timeline, he was able to fight Sargeras. He didn't create that dark portal, and then he devoted his life as a guardian towards, ridding the world of the influence of Sargeras. Really, really cool. And then he talks about it. Karazhan became a sanctuary instead of that dungeon where he was, controlling everything for all those who had come into contact with any sort of demonic influence. Kind of like he was like a school teacher helping, everybody that was bad. Donned white robes as he embraced holy teachings to realize his goal. But listen, Medivh wasn't great when he was, around, especially, like I said, created the dark portal, helped build that, get that going or what have you. And now in this timeline, he's amazing. The core goal for this card was the feeling of assembling Exodia. We wanted players to basically enter God mode when they had all the cards in their Fabled stack in hand. You can play 2 of them together if you really need to. Let's talk about these cards, because these cards are nutty. 10 mana 7/7, and if you don't know how Fabled work, because I know there's some individuals that are kind of confused, when you throw a Fabled card in your hand, all the related cards go with you into the deck, if you will. Into the deck. If you throw Fabled into the deck, it goes into your deck with these other 2 cards. Let's talk about these cards. So Medivh, 10 mana, 7/7. Cost 0 if you control Karazhan. The battle cry is silence and destroy all other minions. That's pretty strong, It's pretty strong, especially if you're controlling Karazhan. And the cool thing about all of these, here's Karazhan. cost 0 if you're wielding Atiesh. Summon 2 random 8-cost minions. 2 mana 8-cost minions are great. And again, it's 0 if you're wielding the weapon. And here's the weapon. 10 mana 1/3 Atiesh the Great Staff. Cost 0 if you control Medivh. Double the damage and healing of your spells. Time to become unbreakable here. The way you could do this, if you're running these things, all 3 of these can go out at once and just have like this superpower if you wanted to. And it doesn't matter which one. I'm sure it might in the gameplay, how you play this, which one you play it first or what have you. Obviously, they all have to be in your hand, but it's a possibility here. I'm excited to play this. And again, I am not a huge fan of Priest, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, let's try this. Let's see how this is. Very, very excited, and thank you for Minty to, you know, going through. Even though he's on the Overwatch team, he was able to jump in and give us some, you know, flavor to these. You know, some of these expansions you're running through and you're seeing what's going on, and you know that this is how much detail the devs are putting into these expansions. Even though you don't see it because it's cards and there's a little bit of flavor text and a little bit of conversation here and there. This is deep. This is super deep, and I'm excited to dig into the rest of this. So, Across the Timeways starts November 4th. I'm very excited. Hope you are too. And let me know what other cards. Are you interested in Priest? You know, Priest, like I said, I'm not a fan of. The last couple of expansions I've been pretty excited about. This one right here, the Reach Equilibrium from last expansion. I loved this card. The problem with this is it's just no one played it. It wasn't as strong. I mean, I guess if it wasn't a Murloc, maybe if it said Murloc instead of Elemental, it would have been played more. But I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was fun when I played it. It just wasn't as powerful enough as all the other cards that were being. But yeah, let me know your thoughts of this. I will see you in the next video.